sea. Something stirs beneath the surface. Forge keys awaken, and they're heading to open sea. Something stirs beneath the surface. Forge keys awaken, and they're heading to open sea. Something stirs beneath the surface. Forge keys awaken, and they're heading to open sea. Something stirs beneath the surface. Forge keys awaken, and they're heading to open sea. Something stirs beneath the surface. Forge keys awaken, and they're heading to open sea. Something stirs beneath the surface. Forge keys awaken, and they're heading to open sea. Something stirs beneath the surface. Forge keys awaken, and they're heading to open sea. Something stirs beneath the surface. Forge keys awaken, and they're heading to open sea. Something stirs beneath the surface. Forge keys awaken, and they're heading to open sea. Something stirs beneath the surface. Forge keys awaken, and they're heading to open sea. Something stirs beneath the surface. Forge keys awaken, and they're heading to open sea. Something stirs beneath the surface. Forge keys awaken, and they're heading to open sea. Something stirs beneath the surface. Forge keys awaken, and they're heading to open sea. Something stirs beneath the surface. Forge keys awaken, and they're heading to open sea. Something stirs beneath the surface. Forge keys awaken, and they're heading to open sea.
All right.
Hello, gents.
GM.
Happy
GM
Forge
show.
Key Day, everybody.
Happy Forge Key Day.
Wait. Where are the tunes? Dance pop. Woohoo!
That was
Is
so
this-
anticlimactic right there.
I know.
Okay,
like,
wait. What about this one?
Yeah. Better.
That's better. We
Yeah.
need like one of those MLG soundboards
100%. Let's
to
get
do
that
like the
happening for
air
next,
horn and all that sort of stuff.
the Vuvuzela.
Yeah.
all of that. Happy Forge Key Day, everyone.
Yeah. Morning, everyone. Welcome to our next Forge Chat. For those who may have only joined us relatively recently, based on the hundreds of people who have followed us on Twitter overnight, welcome. My name is Marty. I'm the CEO and one of the co-founders here at Lightning Forge Games. We are a blockchain and AI-powered gaming studio and creators of the upcoming smash hit Gladiator Mayhem, coming to an iOS or Android device near you very, very soon. I guess we just go around the room. How are we doing, guys?
Yeah, doing well. Hey, everyone. I'm Johnny. I'm one of the other co-founders at Lightning Forge Games. I'm the creative director, so like doing all things art. I'm here repping my LFG hoodie, my LFG water bottle, and this really cool LFG. Oh, you can't even see it.
It's been masked. Yeah.
LFG placemat, which is really cool. But yeah,
I feel really bad because I'm just like, I'm starting to get everything ready for Gamescom, so it's all like downstairs. So literally all I have on my desk at the moment is like a Forgotten Playland thing we got at
but they're cool as well. They're cool as
Yeah,
well.
The
they're cool as
webcam
well.
won't
Shout
even
out to them.
like, big shout out to Forgotten Playland, who are one of the communities in our
Yep.
community whitelist, which we'll get to a little bit later.
I can do that now.
There we
There you
go.
go. There
There
you
we go. Look at that. So
That looks
That's awesome.
awfully like the playmats that I remember seeing in a YouTube short recently as well.
Right.
yes.
Yeah. So some
Oh, yeah.
gentleman was pulling some cards there, and surprisingly wasn't profit. So congrats on that.
Actually, it was even more profit because I realized like the pack I bought was $49 Australian, but the
Oh,
prices you had were USD.
Yeah.
So
you're
I'm
right.
I'm even further ahead. So I'm just going to quit now and be up for Edge of Eternities.
Oh yeah, cool. What's up, everyone? My name's Jazz. I'm over here, the head of marketing at Lightning Forge Games. We got something really excited here coming very soon, as you may or may not be aware of, which is Forge Keys. So can't wait to dedicate this time here, which we have, to talk more about this great thing. And you know what they say, one Forge Key a day keeps a doctor away. So that's who we're rolling with here.
Only one.
But yeah, well, for today. So
Yeah.
if you want to live a continuous
I'd go
healthy
5
lifestyle.
I mean,
Yeah,
five is
too.
the magic number. Just saying,
Yeah.
or multiples of 5 are the magic numbers. Anyway,
Have you put that anywhere in the medium?
that's all over the medium and all
Oh,
over
good.
Telegram and all over Discord and all over Twitter and all over the arena and all over this document that I'm working on right now for LFG rewards.
Pretty juicy document. But yeah, I'll pass it over to Brett here. What's up, Brett? How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. I'm Brett. I'm the Chief Product Officer for Lightning Forge Games. I handle some of the game design, monetization, but also the AI. So yeah, I make AI fight each other. So they're gonna turn on me the moment Skynet happens.
Yeah,
Hello.
are you ever scared of that? Like, what if one of the AI models you've trained, you're just like, screw Brett one day?
no, that's no,
figure,
because
like,
Brett's
I'd
always
rather be
asking
taken out
nicely
by
when
a
he's
machine.
prompting.
I feel it comes full circle. You create the machine and the machine ends you. I just don't want to exist in an apocalyptic society without plumbing. I'm spoiled.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But yeah, no, cool, awesome. I guess due to the fact that we've had a large amount of following now here with us during this chat, a lot of people on Arena as well. Shout out to all of you guys, and thank you for tuning in. Let's kick off the basics here, right? Let's kick off. For anyone who's new, what are forge keys? Why are they worth it? And why should they pay attention tomorrow at 4 p.m. UTC?
Yeah, so I'm busy taking down fake collections all over OpenSea at the moment.
Yeah.
We must be doing something right. People are copying us. Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. So if you have a fake forge key collection on OpenSea, thank you, and it will be disappearing very, very soon. Yeah, so the value of forge keys really is it is the entryway into the LFG ecosystem. So probably best to start there and talk about what we're actually building as a game studio. So LFG was founded over a year ago now. We've been around for just over 12 months. We celebrated our 12-month anniversary earlier this month. God, the time just is all over the place. At the moment, we are currently heads down building 3 games. The first of which is Gladiator Mayhem, which is a 2v2 hero brawler. You can actually see on the screen there behind me. One of the cool things with the LFG ecosystem is that everything you do in all of our games, so obviously game 1, Gladiator Mayhem, game 2 is YOLO, you only live once, and game 3 is Grand Tactic Final Order, or GTFO. Everything carries across between all of those titles. So the heroes you collect in Gladiator Mayhem, the LFG agents that you train, the cosmetics, the weapons, everything you're doing there, even right down to like the golden gems that you earn, will transfer straight across to all of our games. So you don't really have a GM account as much as you have an LFG account. Think of it more that way. And the other really exciting thing that we're doing as a blockchain and AI-powered gaming studio is we've created what we call LFG agents. What are they? LFG agents are AI-powered players that look, feel, and game just like a human. Every hero you have in the game will have its own LFG agents sort of trained based on how you have used and how you have played with that hero throughout its life. And then we actually allow you to use LFG agents to play the game, even if you happen to be offline. So say, for example, you've got a huge collection. You own like 50 heroes. In most other Web3 games, that's actually kind of like a disadvantage for you because you can only play with like, 1 or 2 heroes at a time or something like that. We actually allow you to send out all the heroes you're not actively playing with to do what we call AFK and play. So they can be grinding the leaderboard, they can be unlocking the battle pass, they can be participating in tournaments, they can play other games. So, you could have some of your heroes off playing YOLO while some are playing, Gladiator Mayhem. And obviously, if you do that, if you've got some heroes, playing a tournament in GM, if you jump into YOLO, those heroes won't be there because they're off doing something else. We've got all that stuff on the back end as well. And then what we'll get to, obviously, with Forge Keys as well is we're about to drop a medium going over all the details for the LFG rewards program, including the referral system that's being set up literally as we speak. Which is basically our way of giving sustainable long-term rewards for everyone who participates in the LFG ecosystem. One of the craziest parts of LFG rewards is to qualify, to participate, you have to play 1 game of Gladiator Mayhem. That's it. You don't have to own any NFTs. You don't have to own any tokens. You don't even need to connect a wallet or understand what a private key is. If you download Gladiator Mayhem when we go into open beta and you play 1 match, you have qualified for LFG rewards. It is literally that simple.
Justin, you don't even have to win the match either. So if you trash, congrats. You'll get further up the board if you win, though.
You get more points if you win, and more points if you get a high score, and more points if you get a win streak, and more points multiplied if you own a Forge Key. But yeah, technically, if you play 1 game and you lose, bang, you are qualified for LFG rewards, which is
not gonna lie, that sounds like quite a big ask for people
to download the free game and play it. Yeah. Please play this free game and play 1 match. So and then as I mentioned, Forge Keys, obviously, which is minting later. It's 2 a.m. in the morning tomorrow morning for us Australians, but later on today for or I think tomorrow for anyway. It's about what 15 hours away. You can hit the link
Tomorrow,
for our website.
tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. PST for all the West Coast people in North America. That would equate to 11 a.m. 12 p.m. EST for all the Eastern folks, and for the Central Time Zone, that'll be 11 a.m. So we've got North America covered, we've got Europe covered, and Australia. I mean, feel bad for Australia because you guys have to be up until 2 a.m. But
Yeah, I know Draz is staying up. I'm probably just going to set up like a Twitch stream, or I'll stream on Discord or something. So if anyone's around waiting for the Forge key mint to open, I don't know, we'll play some games and do some giveaways or something like that. I've got some spaghetti bolognese downstairs waiting for me. So yeah, it'll be good times. But yeah, so
sorry, go ahead, Marty.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Forge keys. What are they? So Forge keys are a NFT collection. They're going to be minting across both Avalanche and Beam. So there's two different chains to choose from. We really believe in giving you choice in where you choose to hold and own your digital assets. They will both be minting in their own native tokens, but they'll be minting for the same price. So on Avalanche, you'll need AVAX. On Beam, you'll need Beam. But the price will be the equivalent of each stage of the mint. So if you are a Forge Essence holder, that will be 1 AVAX. If you're part of the community whitelist, that will be 1.5. And the public sale will be 2 AVAX. And obviously, those are all 4 hours apart. We did bring them a little bit closer together. Originally, we were planning on doing 8 hours for each stage. We've dropped that down to 4. So you can go on OpenSea right now and check the exact times. It does convert that to your local time zone, which is super handy. Big shout out to our friends at OpenSea for helping us get the mint page up and running. We dropped that time down just purely because it was a little bit too long. We didn't want people who wanted to say participate in both, the Forge Essence and the community whitelist to have to like wait 8 hours to do so. So sort of brought it to a more reasonable time there. But yeah, obviously having availability across both chains. If you hold, or if you had a Forge Essence at the snapshot, obviously the big benefit there is you can actually use that whitelist spot across both chains, same as the community whitelist. So if you are eligible for either of those, you can basically mint that same number across both if you choose to do so. The other thing that I know Brett was alluding to, and I sort of joked around a little bit there as well, is with Forge keys, there's a lot of benefits. You can check out the latest mediums and obviously the Twitter threads to go over like some of the benefits we're unlocking with Forge keys. Probably two of the biggest ones is that multiplier for LFG rewards, but also each Forge key will get a free hero mint when we, for each faction that we drop. And there's 12 factions planned for Gladiator Mayhem. You can see 4 of them in the video there behind me as we speak, 2 of which we've revealed, 2 of which are on the website, but we haven't sort of shown off a lot of details about them just yet. But yeah, definitely coming along really nicely there. For every 5 Forge keys that you hold in the same wallet, we will make sure when we get to a faction mint that your Forge keys are allocated 1 of each class. So if you do like the idea of not having to worry about trading and just being able to collect like a perfect collection of every faction and every class, so you're ready to go the second they drop in the games, having 5 or a multiple of 5 Forge keys is what you really want.
I'd suggest 10 because sometimes you want to double stack the classes, like
Yeah,
double enhancer. Just saying, pretty strong.
I mean, double samurai, also double imperial warrior, I should say.
Double enhancer, actually, double samurai. It's quite a.
When you get both of them sort of diving in at the same time, you'll see some. Actually, I think there's a samurai in the footage that's about to play behind me at the moment. Let's watch and see. Is there?
The double samurai is on.
Yeah, he was led with the air bomb. Just.
Yeah. And yeah, obviously, when we get to open beta, which we're hoping to be around about Gamescom, so in the coming weeks, LFG rewards kick off, our referral program kick off. We'll touch on that a little bit more. But yeah, a lot of exciting stuff happening in the LFG ecosystem.
Yeah, for sure. I guess another piece of news which we had dropped while everything was going down is our collaboration with Zipclash for Saturn and LFG agents. So, Marty, if you want to look more into the fact of that, I mean, obviously a big thing with LFG agents is that we're not only keeping that towards yourself, we want other communities to have access to it to improve their gameplay experience within, their own games. So it's more so finding the right partners and partnering up with them and giving them the opportunity of implementing this towards their engine. But yeah, do you guys have anything kind of touch upon that? Any more news pieces for the community?
I mean, that's 2 projects so far we've publicly announced that will be
Yeah.
working with LFG agents. So that's Drift Derby by Mixed Pixel Games, and obviously Zip Clash being the second one. Obviously, a lot of other discussions. We can't, unfortunately, go into details just yet, but expect a lot more announcements as we head into Gamescom. We did actually announce that we'll be at Gamescom at the Beam event. I saw Beam put out a massive, a really cool video actually, talking about that yesterday. Oh no, this week's all blurred together. So yeah, big shout out to Beam. Definitely looking forward to sitting on a plane for 26 hours so we can come and hang out with everyone over at Gamescom and play some Gladiator Mayhem. I love how all the biggest events in the world are literally on the opposite side of the planet from us. But that's what you get for living in a land of kangaroos and deadly spiders and drop bears. So that's the way it goes. Yeah, no, definitely keen to start seeing a lot of these other projects working with LFG agents. One of the most interesting things, and Brett, like you and I were working on some of this stuff late last night, is how every studio we're partnering with is implementing it in their own way.
Yeah, it's good to see that it's not just we want them just to do this. No, they're actually getting some very different tasks, like Zip Clash. All the collecting and walking around elements is one of the things they're looking at. So we're still ironing out details there. But like that's very different to like how we're using an LFG agents in GM.
Yeah, like we're chatting to single player games who are looking to use it for practice modes and bot matches and stuff like that. We're obviously chatting to a lot of multiplayer games where it makes a lot of sense. We're talking about
PvE.
Yeah,
basically some like you can program up like an enemy in a game, or you can actually train it so it's a bit more custom bespoke. So you've got like your controls for it, one of the developers plays it, how they want it to work out, and then they save and produce an agent. And yeah, like that's a very interesting thing where it's in the developer's hand instead of the players, where we kind of flip the script there. So it's great to see all these diverse use cases for this come up. Can't mention that title yet though.
And yeah, like obviously, both in our testing and then, the studios we're chatting to, just having a very diverse range of genres and styles of games. Obviously Drift Derby. I said Drift Clash there, which is bringing both together. So Drift Derby, obviously a cool like arcade drifting racing game. Definitely go check them out. Their trailer is awesome, and it's a fun game as well, which is great. Zip Clash, the really cool like cooking, I think like arcade minigamey style sort of game is really fun.
Kind of Overcooked.
Yeah. Gladiator Mayhem, your little snackable bite size like hero brawler. We've tested real time strategy. We've tested MOBAs. We've tested shooters.
Shooters were interesting.
Yeah, that was definitely interesting when you're training agents on players with a variety of different skill levels. Seeing that come across into the game through the LFG agents as well, that was definitely interesting. The best players, generally speaking, will train the best agents, or will at least have the best codexes on the secondary market for you to buy to sort of use for training there as well, which is cool.
I think it's important to note here, and that's why it's very relevant towards Forge Keys, is that one thing which we contractually put into our contracts with these studios is that they have to provide a benefit to Forge Key holders. So not only do you get benefits from the LFG ecosystem, the more companies you partner up with, you're going to get benefits within their ecosystem as well. And those benefits are the studio's decision. But from what we've seen so far and what we push all the studios we partner up with, we want to make sure that it's something which will incentivize holders to the best of their abilities. So, I think that's, something which is pretty important for Forge Key holders to realize. And I guess, Marty, one thing which we should probably touch upon here currently for Forge Keys is, if we're talking about agents, how does that benefit within the system of Gladiator Mayhem, which they're going to get access to pretty soon?
So yeah, obviously the great with all of our games in the LFG ecosystem with LFG agents, we're all in. Obviously we invented it, so clearly we're going to use it. So we put LFG agents really in the hands of each of our players in a true you own them sense. So they're trained on your matches or on codexes that you supply from the secondary market or other players. And yeah, we enable a form of gameplay, as I said before, we call AFK and play, which is where you can send them off to battle on your behalf. They can do all the same things you can do. They can grind the leaderboards, they can play in tournaments, they can unlock battle pass rewards. You'll get messages throughout the day as they're off doing their own thing, which is really cool. And then, actually, this does actually touch on one of the questions that came through in the AMA channel.
Yeah, I
which
believe that was
I'll make sure.
us.
Yeah, I'll make sure we go through and answer them properly. But I'll just quickly touch on it here while we're on the topic. Asking about is there basically what's passive earning capacity in the ecosystem, or is it only generated from activity? Any rewards we're doing, such as LFG rewards and the like, will require activity on your behalf. But the key difference here is, I guess what we would sort of consider passive, engagement is very different to a lot of other games and a lot of other ecosystems. So we're not building a world where just by holding something, having it locked away in a wallet, you come back 6 months later, you don't check in on anything, and you expect a pile of rewards there. That's not what we're building at all. Again, we've really tried to make sure that all the reward systems we're designing are much more active and much more sustainable than that. But there's nothing stopping you from, say, over breakfast, jumping on your phone, setting up, going in, telling a bunch of your agents to go and play some matches on your behalf, and close the app and go about your day. As far as we're concerned, that is, I consider that active engagement. Maybe some people think of that still as passive because you're not actually having to play the game yourself, but you still need to be there and sort of telling your agents what to do and sort of setting them up and setting them out. So yeah, as Jared says, understands with LFG agents, make even an active requirement look pretty passive. So there won't be any pure passive reward systems, at least none that we currently have planned. They will require some sort of activity, but it's important to note that as far as we're concerned, activity by a human player and activity by an LFG agent, we treat the same way. So if you choose to sit there and play the game, we put that on the same tier as one of your LFG agents going off and battling on your behalf, whether that's in a tournament, whether that's ranked mode, or wherever that happens to be.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of alpha here if people realize what Marty just said there, especially given to the fact when we get into LFG rewards in a bit here. Yeah, I guess going to the first stage of the mint tomorrow, which is our Forge Essence community whitelist. Anyone who had purchased a Forge Essence before our snapshot is available to mint that at 4 p.m. UTC. We took the snapshot. We've all the wallets down, so there's you guys go ahead and have some fun there. The second stage of it will be the community whitelist. We have a list of quite a few communities which we've whitelisted, so I'm just going to mention them quickly here again, just in case anyone from that community is listening and wasn't aware yet. So Wolf Style, Wolf token holders are whitelisted for Forge Key, the community whitelist. Steady NFT holders are whitelisted. Spellborn NFT holders are whitelisted as well. So is Dokyo World, Chicken NFT, Squanch Land, and we have Forgotten Playland users. We have Trial Extreme users. And then we also have Cock Eno NFT holders. And we also have, just let me take a look here if I'm not missing anyone. And No Chilio. Shout out to Pi for that. But yeah, No Chilio NFT holders are also whitelisted for the community whitelist. So all your wallets are, submitted. You're all good to go when it comes towards that. All you have to do is go either to OpenSea or go to Beam, depending on whichever chain you want to mint on, and connect your wallet, which you have interacted with the community you're part of, and you're going to be able to mint for a cheaper price in public, and also have early access. So this is just more us giving back to the community. Obviously, we've included a lot of AVAX ecosystem partners, but also Beam. So making sure that we're equally aligned with each project in those community and giving them some kind of value when we can. But yeah, Marty, am I missing anything with this? I think we're pretty self-explanatory here with the community whitelist.
Yeah, there's a few other communities. Like I know, like Mixed Pixel, we've added a few of their holders in there and stuff like that as well. So yeah, definitely easy way to do it is just jump on OpenSea and connect your wallet, and it'll show you which of the different stages you're eligible for. So definitely good to just check that before the mint, just so you're good to go. And obviously, just keep in mind that those whitelists are identical across both chains. So regardless of whether you choose to mint on Avalanche or you want to mint on Beam, if you're in one of those whitelist stages, that is applied across both. And yes, that does mean that if you held, say, 10 Forge Essence at the time of the snapshot, then you could go and mint 10 Forge keys in that first stage on Avalanche and 10 Forge keys on Beam in that first stage as well. Obviously, after the mints, the collection will be there on OpenSea for anyone who wants to, trade or pick up, any extras and stuff like that. And obviously on the Beam side, the collection will be up on Sphere, which is the main NFT marketplace over there as well.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, so that'll be stage 2 of the mint, which is going to last 4 hours, and then we have the public sale, the public mint. That is going to start at 12 a.m. UTC. And yeah, that's where people who may or may not have had the opportunity to have whitelist access, you can still participate within the ecosystem and mint Forge keys, if there are some left at the time. And yeah, that will be at 2 AVAX, and you can mint that both in OpenSea and Beam through our custom mint page there. And yeah, and that is going to be the final stage we have of the mint, and that would last until the collection mints out. So that's kind of more the detail on the minting stages for Forge keys. Again, pretty self-explanatory. And if you are ever confused on that prior to the mint, make sure to check out our pinned tweet on Twitter. That would have all the details there. I guess now, do we want to roll into the kind of thing which we haven't announced yet, but we're going to kind of touch upon it now here, which is LFG Rewards?
Yeah, we've sort of had this one in the back pocket a little bit. We wanted to sort of announce it really close to the Forge Key Mint to get people really excited, and again, just to really make sure that people who are early supporters of our community and had Forge Keys, Forge Essence, I should say, just really make sure they had that opportunity to get in before everyone else, and obviously at a discount as well. We've hinted at LFG rewards. We haven't sort of gone into too much detail about it, but I mean, there's literally just one image that we can share. I think will get people excited. And I've got like 4 images here queued up. I want to see if Jazz picks which one is the one I'm referring to. Yeah, there you go, right there. So, I mean, we hinted at this. If you go back and read some of the mediums, maybe we gave some indirect hints. You got to really read closely with the Medium articles. Everything in there happens for a reason. But yeah, so LFG rewards is a ongoing, long-term engagement and rewards platform across the entire LFG ecosystem. That means that from the open beta of Gladiator Mayhem moving forward, everyone who participates, everyone who plays Gladiator Mayhem, like I said, to qualify, all you have to do is play a single game of Gladiator Mayhem, and it'll be free to play on iOS and Android, and you will qualify for LFG rewards. The first season, I guess you would say, of LFG rewards, there is a 1 million LFG token airdrop. Bang. Straight up. Like, yeah. Also worth noting, our token isn't a 1 billion max supply like every other Web3 token. It's only 300 million. So this is arguably 3 times as big as other games that may choose to do a similar sort of style of airdrop, which I think is pretty cool there.
That's a very important point.
Yep. We haven't publicly launched a lot of tokenomics. That will be happening as we get closer to TGE. Obviously working closely with some partners in the AVAX ecosystem to make sure that is a success as well. But yeah, play GM, get rewarded. It is literally that simple. There will be a point system. It's all be explained in the medium. You'll be able to read, obviously, well before open beta kicks in. There will be a point system based on how well you go in each game that you play. And obviously, more games, if you win, you get more points. If you high score, you get more points. If you go on win streaks, you get more points, stuff like that. And yeah, why do we care about this on the day we're talking about Forge keys?
Interesting question, Marty. Why? I don't know.
Because
Oh, there you
Forge
go.
keys will give you a multiplier on all points that you earn for LFG rewards. So every single game that you play, depending on how many Forge keys you have, you will get a multiplier. You can see that magical 5 number there again. We didn't have to put that in, but we just did because, again, just really showing that 5 is a great number. So let's say, theoretically, you played a game of Gladiator Mayhem. You won, you high scored, and maybe you got 4 points. If you had 5 Forge keys, you actually get 8 points. If you had 10 Forge keys, you would get 12 points, and so on and so forth. So if you have no Forge keys, no NFTs, you just play Gladiator Mayhem because you love the game, cool. You will get rewards through the LFG rewards program. If you hold 1 or more Forge keys, obviously you are going to get a multiplier on those rewards. So you'll be earning more points on that leaderboard. And then, yeah, up to you how hard you want to grind and how far you want to take that, basically. Yeah, this is sort of the thing we haven't really talked about much with Forge keys. We've been focusing more on the other value that we have in the ecosystem. The heroes, the tournaments, the AI training, the training credits, all that sort of stuff. The system where you get rewards from every partnered project that works with LFG agents. So that's Drift Derby, that's Zip Clash, that's other games I can't talk about just yet. And then on top of all of that, the LFG reward. So the first season is the 1 million LFG airdrop. You'll notice when I talk about LFG rewards, I say this is an ongoing program. This has been set up to be a sustainable, long-term engagement and rewards platform that our plan is will exist for the life of the studio. That means while you play Gladiator Mayhem, you will get rewards through LFG rewards. When we launch YOLO, our second game, you will still get rewards for playing GM, but now you will also get rewards if you play YOLO. And the same with GTFO, like when we get to game 3 there as well. We probably will do more than 3 games, by the way. Like, I know we just talk about the 3 games that we're working on. We've got plenty of ideas for future games down the road. We just don't want to get too distracted by that. I want to really focus on making sure we deliver that world-class experience with GM first, obviously, then YOLO, then GTFO. But I mean, Johnny, I know you're doing some concepting stuff around YOLO and GTFO at the moment that looks absolutely sick. So yeah, as much as the focus for us right now is on Gladiator Mayhem, behind the scenes, we are definitely working on those other games as well, just to really make sure they're up to the sort of standard people would expect as an LFG ecosystem title.
And making 1 game is just hard enough, right?
Yeah.
And here we are making 3 games. So
there was an article. For anyone who's on LinkedIn and don't, because it's a interesting place. That's the polite way to put it. There was an article that came out a few days ago about the new Lord of the Rings game being made, and just the article was. Yeah, the article basically was, with all the challenges of making games, how do any games ever get made? And yeah, making games is tough. It is not a straight line from the start to the finish. It is a lot of bends and curves, and you fall off a cliff, and you get run over by a bus and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, we do it because we love it. And yeah, making 1 game is easy, so why wouldn't we do 3, basically?
With multiplayer and physics.
Yeah, the deterministic
and AI, just keep heaping the things on top.
Yeah, deterministic multiplayer with physics. That's that's a smart thing to tackle for a studio's first title. Hats off to the whole LFG team behind. Obviously, we're the people you see publicly, but obviously behind the scenes there is a full dev team. There's an art team. There's design. There's QA. Hats off to the whole team that obviously do a lot of the crazy work behind the scenes to make sure everything we get to talk about is going to work. I know right now the team is working on stress testing all the back-end server infrastructure just to get ready for that open beta. Making sure we know what happens when 50,000 people, 100,000 people all download and play the game at once, just to make sure that, again, we're in the best spot possible to deal with that. Now, that's all pretty exciting. There's one other thing. And I know, Brett, I know you were asking. I'm going to talk about it because fuck it, I want to talk about it. It's really cool. All of that with LFG. Oh,
no, I'm gonna queue it up with you.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Just so you can clip this later, right? And just like take this out for a little, like for a Twitter thread. Yeah, cool. Just in case anyone's wondering if this is live, it is 11:14 a.m. here in Sydney, Australia right now. It is a miserable 14 degrees outside. Actually, I can just show my phone. There you go. See, look, it's 11:14. There we go. There you go, Jazz. Just to ruin your clip there, so you can't use it. Okay, so we've talked about LFG rewards. Really awesome. All you have to do is play one game of Gladiator Mayhem. Actually, one thing I will just quickly mention there, for LFG rewards to be eligible for that day, you must play at least one game per day. That obviously, that makes sense with the way we've explained LFG rewards. It will make a lot more sense when we talk about the next thing. But yeah, you will need to play at least one game per day to be eligible for LFG rewards on that particular day. Play one game, you're in, and obviously I'm going to put the image back up because it's just freaking awesome. Yeah, we are kicking off LFG rewards with a 1 million LFG airdrop, and every Forge key you have is a multiplier for the points that you'll be earning through LFG rewards. Okay, guys, you ready? Do you want me to like do this? Like,
all right, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, cool. All right, all of that is freaking insane. And yeah, it's going to be incredible to see people coming into the ecosystem and experiencing all that. Not even needing to understand what Web3 is and having all the benefits and all the rewards of a awesome connected Web3 community and Web3 ecosystem. But that's not enough. So we are also doing, I think we both clicked at the same time there, did we? We are also, within all of our games, but obviously starting with Gladiator Mayhem, building a full referral program that takes advantage of LFG rewards. So, what does that mean? It means that everyone who plays the game, when you go in, you'll see a unique referral code that you can give out to whoever you want, and you want them to put in your code. You can only type one code in, but as many people as possible can use your code. So if you've got, friends, then yeah, tell them to play Gladiator Mayhem, punch in your code. Okay, why do you care? So, for everyone who uses your code, they will actually earn a percentage of the points that you generate each day for LFG rewards, including the multiplier from any Forge keys that you may happen to own. Conversely, you will get a percentage of all of the points generated by every single person who has used your referral code, including any multiples they get or multipliers they get based on Forge keys that they happen to own. So we've kind of gamified the refer a friend system. Basically, you want to try and get just as many people as possible to use your code to basically, and you then need them to be as active as possible in the game. This is where it makes sense when I said before that to earn any rewards on a given day, you must play at least one game of Gladiator Mayhem. So if you refer 50 friends and you don't play GM on a certain day, you will not earn any points on that day. You need to go in, at least play one game. And the games take less than a minute. It's really quick. And obviously once, we have LFG agents, fully hooked up in the open beta, you can even have your agents go and play. Like I said, we consider games that a human plays and games that an LFG agent plays as exactly the same. So you don't have to play a game of Gladiator Mayhem after we get LFG agents hooked up. You just have to have played a game of Gladiator Mayhem. We don't care if you're controlling it or if your agent is controlling it, basically. But yeah, so every game that you play, you're earning points for LFG rewards. You're unlocking, part of that 1 million LFG airdrop. And everyone who plays that same day that has used your referral code, you will get a percentage of their points and they will get a percentage of yours. So this is a really great way that as soon as we go into open beta, you really want to make sure you get your referral code, get it out there to as many people as you can. You want people using your code. You almost want to shop around a little bit. Maybe don't just use the first referral code you see for your own account. Maybe you want to, ask if they have Forge keys, ask how much they play the game, ask what their favorite hero is. If you've got someone who's really good at the game and they go on win streaks all the time, they're getting more points, which means that you're going to get more points from refer a friend, which is really cool. So
yeah, this is great.
So just to recap, LFG rewards are coming very soon, alongside the open beta of Gladiator Mayhem, which we are working very, very hard to get that out to everyone in the coming weeks. This is coming up very, very soon. Please make sure you're on all our socials to make sure you don't miss it when we go live. To kick off LFG rewards, there is a 1 million LFG token airdrop. Every Forge key you have gives you a multiplier for all of the points that you are earning towards that million LFG airdrop. And if you use someone else's referral code, or if people choose to use yours, you are also then getting bonus points towards LFG rewards on top of everything else. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is.
This is where we need the MLG. We need the MLG air horn for now for this.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to get that ready next time.
Well, in the meantime, let's bring back a little second of dance pop. But no, I mean, you're right. This is you're like what? And I think the important thing to note here is this is and Marty said it countless of times. I'm gonna keep saying it, just because we know how these reward systems work in Web3. This is a sustainable reward system. It's not going to be a one airdrop season, and after that, it's not going to be working anymore. No, this is sustainable for the entirety of all the titles we produce. So the more you play, the more LFG points you get.
I mean, sounds pretty crazy to me.
Yeah.
We've managed to sort of build this system up to be sustainable in the long term. Obviously, million LFG tokens to get things going. The long-term plan is this is all being driven by sales and secondary market activity. We've got a lot of things we haven't even talked about yet. Especially ties in with tournaments and some other long-term systems being built for all the different games that we have. That will just help LFG rewards to be that sort of long-term sustainable system that just keeps going over time. And that's pretty much it, really. I can't think of much else to touch on that.
And just a quick thing, which we'll touch upon here. As you can see, the referral program here, this obviously opens conversations with communities, with influencers, whoever wants to be a part of this. And the cool thing is that we can make custom referral codes for you. So if you want a referral code based on your name or based on your guild or whatever it is, then we're there for you and we can make that happen. So make sure you reach out to us if there is any interest, and we can continue the conversations from there. But yeah. Oh, there it is. There it is.
The one I wanted, the different one, but hey, it's a start.
Wait, do you have any other ones on your soundboard currently?
I'm literally Googling them as we speak. The problem is they're all linked to soundboards, not like the actual WAV file or MP3 file.
Wait, I can go to more music here. Hold up. Sorry guys, just a little pause here since we're trying to figure out.
Johnny, while they're working that out, there was something special about that trailer early on before the stream started.
If you guys noticed the trailer, we don't do things unintentionally. There was a certain thing floating in the ocean, which might give a hint to possible future factions. So on release, we are aiming to ship with 4 factions, but we have 12 to 16 additional factions in the pipe. So there's way more than 4 factions, which is just crazy from a art production perspective. There's a serious amount of work there that needs to be done across all games, including GM, YOLO, and GTFO. So if you like the current factions, I think you're gonna love the other factions that's in the pipe. And there's something for everyone. Across game design, across art. So yeah, really looking to build out a comprehensive set of heroes.
Yeah.
There's some really like one of the cool things with the factions that we're designing them. Like, there's obviously a lot of them that are, especially the ones we've revealed so far, are very focused on their impacting gladiator mayhem. Some of the factions and some of the classes in some of the factions are probably going to be more useful in YOLO or GTFO. But again, really important to remember that every hero that you collect, every faction, every class that we release, fully playable in every game in the LFG ecosystem. So if you really like playing, with the Imperial Warrior, like I said, that double samurai combo is my personal favorite in GM. At some point down the road, when we get to YOLO, I could take a penta samurai like team out and battle through some PvE like YOLO dungeons. What's
Can
the
you
actual?
imagine them that flying through the air doing the 12
just all like driving in on
in a
someone.
dungeon crawler?
Just
Yeah.
the power bomb on the boss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if they knock the boss out in that one hit, they are screwed at that point. I mean, it'll look cool. What's it like? Duo is obviously what GM is. Is Penta? Is that the right?
Penta,
What's
yeah,
that?
it's 5.
Yeah, like is that the word for like a group of 5?
Good
Yeah,
question.
it just kind of means 5.
Squad, I guess, is
Squad works.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
squad could be kind of any number.
Yeah. So, and then obviously GTFO, like theoretically you could field like 64 Imperial Warriors and have them all just anyway. Yeah, it's some of the stuff where even like in early like, oh sorry, Tony.
I was gonna say, yeah, good thing we're building like a deterministic game engine, because like how are we gonna support all of the graphics and all of the things going on at the same time?
It's almost like we planned this from the very start. And like some of the earliest like stress testing, I know we showed little GTFO off early on some of the earliest like Forge chats that we did. It's almost like we were planning for that long-term success right from day one. So yeah. And actually on that,
There we go.
There you
There we
go.
go.
I know it's coming, but still just gets me.
I love it. Honestly, when we start Mint tomorrow, I'm just gonna play this across my house, just a full volume speaker, get some noise complaint.
This is our new alarm clock.
actually what we can do, oh, we gotta do this. Can you set like a sound notification for like a Discord channel? If we have like a Mint channel, can we have it like play? Nah, not really. Anyway,
No,
we'll work out
Not
fun
that
ways to
works.
annoy everyone moving forward.
Yeah.
But yeah, so LFG rewards coming soon. Forge keys coming very soon. That Mint is literally coming up. I think it's
An hour, it's now.
Yeah, it's like
not even
13,
days.
14 hours away. So yeah, very, very soon for that one. Obviously, for everyone who had a Forge Essence at the time of the snapshot, congratulations, you're in. You can basically mint on Avalanche and Beam, depending on how many Forge Essence you held. And obviously you get that, highly discounted price in there as well. A huge welcome to all the communities we're working with for the community whitelist. We've really tried to work across the board. Even you can see here, like even not just obviously we're working with some of the biggest names in gaming across Avalanche and Beam, but also working with Steady, working with Chicken, working with other communities that are definitely a very important part of the AVAX and Beam ecosystems. Obviously not as gaming focused, but again, if there was ever a perfect game to get your feet wet, why not a game that you don't even have to play yourself and has insane reward programs, referral systems, million LFG airdrops? I can't think of a reason why I wouldn't be excited by that.
I agree. Should we touch upon a little bit on the interesting tournament we're planning for Gamescom and how Forge key holders can be a part of that?
Yes, I'll let you talk about that because I'm drawing a
Yeah.
blank, even though I know because we've been planning this like literally like this morning. So I'll let you touch on this.
Yeah, for sure. So just in a nutshell here, obviously the team is going to be at Gamescom. So first of all, if you are going to be anyone listening here at Gamescom, make sure to check out Gladiator Mayhem at the Beam and Avalanche side event. We will be there presenting the game. And yeah, we're planning a very cool Gamescom tournament, which will be available to not only people who are at Gamescom, but also who are playing GM online, right? So one of the cool things about Forge Keys is that you're going to get early access to Gladiator Mayhem as well. So you can actually play and check out the game before it's open for public beta. So there's going to be some cool prices involved. Those prices will include some Avalanche Season 1 Battle Passes. It will include some other prices, which we are still currently talking to our partners with about the details. So I don't want to say something, but just know it's going to be partners you're very well aware of. And they may or may not be supporting LFG in various other ways. So just, if that's as vague as I can be, but hopefully they understand kind of who we're working with. And then, yeah, there's a lot of other rewards pretty much, which we're going to be putting up there. But it's a great way for you guys to get introduced to the LFG tournament system, to get some rewards and have some fun playing the game, right? I think that's going to be a pretty cool thing, which is coming up soon. And, we'll definitely, we'll definitely make sure that everyone checks that out, who owns Forge Keys and who's just part of the community. But yeah.
You shouldn't have given me access to the button.
Where should people look for details on this stuff when it comes up?
Great point, Brett. So we're going to be doing a whole Gamescom announcement here pretty soon on our socials after Forge Keys. So our socials are going to be one of the places where you definitely want to keep your eyes on. All of our updates are going to be made there on Discord. And obviously Marty's mediums. Marty's mediums, as Marty said before, are, in my opinion, pretty cool. He makes it pretty fun with the GIFs. And there's a lot of hidden details in there, which a lot of people aren't reading.
Click on everything. That's the tip. Click on everything. If you see a hyperlink, click it.
Yeah.
If you're ever hunting for a link, if I've hidden something in there, ask ChatGPT. That's what I do. You actually tell like, hey, are there any hidden links? Like, because sometimes maybe like an underscore is actually a hyperlink, and you just can't tell. So, always fun.
But yeah, in a nutshell, make sure to be active on our socials, and we always make sure to announce everything. I think the Forge Mint here has proven that. Anytime we've made a change towards the Mint, we've made sure to inform the community first, like as soon as we can. And yeah, that's kind of what we're here for. We're here to be transparent, and we're here to communicate the message as clearly as we can. Yeah, I think that's been pretty exciting there. And is there anything else missing? Yeah, so go ahead.
So, two things I'll quickly mention. As far as the Mint itself goes, we have been actively trying to take down all of the fake collections that are popping up all over OpenSea and even on like Beam and Sphere. Any official links will be coming from the team via our social media channels. So obviously, lightningforge.games is a safe link to go to see all of our links. Obviously, expect to see stuff on our Twitter, our Discord. As with anything in the Web3 space, just be careful. If a collection doesn't look like it's legit, just check, DM the team, open the ticket on Discord. We will be here literally all night. Because we want to make sure that the mint goes off without a hitch. We're doing everything we can to make sure all the fake and copycat collections are taken down as quickly as possible. If you see any of those, please let us know. Please open the ticket because we're trying to do as best we can. But unfortunately, that's one of the fun aspects of working in a very open space like this. I just want to quickly just go back over some of the questions we had over on Discord, just to make sure they are 100% answered. So what are LFG rewards and what are they a part of? I think we've touched on this. This is a long-term engagement and rewards program that will kick off in Gladiator Mayhem, will continue into YOLO and GTFO, and basically provide long-term incentives and rewards for people who participate in the LFG ecosystem. To qualify for LFG rewards, you have to play one game of Gladiator Mayhem when we go into open beta. So again, literally could not be easier than that. I mean, it probably could be, but we're not going to make it easier than that because that's it's easy enough. A 1 million LFG token airdrop. There's everyone's favorite word right there, bang on the screen. And obviously, if you are interested in LFG rewards, Forge Keys will give you a rewards multiplier for them. Definitely has a lot of. There's a reason we're announcing this today on the day of the Forge Key Mint, just to make sure everyone's fully aware of all of the sort of things we are planning for those sort of long-term engagement and rewards. And then the other question that Draz had, is there any passive earning capacity in the ecosystem, such as holding a forge key or an NFT, or rewards only generated from activity? Yeah, as we mentioned before, all the rewards programs that we currently have planned will require some form of activity. Although, again, with a game that has, AI-powered players, that has the ability to AFK and play, engagement looks active engagement does look very different in our games compared to, a lot of others. But yeah, definitely good to be very clear about that and make sure people are aware of that. And obviously that same requirement of, you must be involved in at least one game per day of Gladiator Mayhem will also apply to the referral program as well. So for you to unlock the full value of Forge Keys, of the LFG ecosystem, of LFG rewards, of the 1 million LFG airdrop, you do want to be playing at least one game of Gladiator Mayhem per day. As Brett said, you don't have to win. You just have to play. Show up and play, basically. We had some other questions. These are ones that we answered in the last Forge chat, but I'm just going to give a very, very quick sort of TLDR. And obviously, if you want to go watch the long explanation, you obviously go back and find it in the last Forge chat that we did. All those recordings are on our YouTube. They're on our Twitter. They're on all of our accounts, obviously, have all those. How does Soulbound Heroes work compared to NFTs? So one of the cool things with the LFG ecosystem, every hero is an NFT. Everything we are doing is on-chain, even for Web2 players. The main difference with Soulbound Heroes is the rarity of them. So some of their abilities, some of their things that will unlock. Obviously, what we would normally consider a NFT-based hero will be at least rare or higher. So all the heroes you'll be getting for, say, Forge Keys, for example, will be rare or higher, up to the 1 of 1s. Whereas Soulbound will be just common and maybe uncommon, depending on what you unlock. They will be Soulbound, as I said, so they won't be tradable. They just won't have access to all of the same things that a full hero does. You will be able to upgrade your hero rarities in-game. There'll be a system we'll explain a bit later on. It won't be a quick process, but if you are grinding for weeks with a certain hero, then yes, there will be ways to sort of level up that hero up to mythic tier. But obviously, even if you leveled up a soulbound hero, it is still soulbound. So unfortunately, not able to be traded and such. And there is no way to level up a hero to get to a 1 of 1 for obvious reasons. The 1 of 1s will be obviously only available when we do each faction release. And more importantly, and this is something that gets really interesting with YOLO, because obviously with YOLO, we do have YOLO dungeons that do feature permadeath. If a 1 of 1 dies in a YOLO dungeon, they're gone. And it just means there will no longer be a 1 of 1 for that particular class and faction. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but anything's possible in a YOLO dungeon.
Maybe the risk is worth it.
And there will be a certain amount of each rarity released at the time of the faction drop. Obviously, that will be a weighted system, so there'll be more rares than there are, say, like legendaries, epics, mythics. And obviously, the 1 of 1, there will be 1 in each class. So, I think, Johnny, I know we showed off the 1 of 1 Barbarian Warrior last time, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the 101 Barbarian Warrior. He looks spectacular, very godlike, and we're going to continue that sort of theme across all the heroes, across all factions.
God, can you imagine if he gets killed in the YOLO dungeon?
Don't say that, Marty.
And it has an interesting lore implication.
Well, at least we can generate a little tombstone NFT.
Yeah. Actually, I'll put this out there now.
Maybe they come back as an undead in another dungeon. Who knows?
We need to make sure we build a system so that if someone is streaming YOLO dungeons, that we get notifications for it. Because if someone is running a YOLO dungeon with a 1 of 1 or 5 1 of 1s, I'm there. I want to watch that shit.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. That's if you are a content creator and you want a way to get 10,000 views on Twitch just like that, there we've created it for you. Go nuts. God, but then you got to remember what's at the end of the YOLO dungeons? Like, we can put some insane prizes at the end of those dungeons if you can make it. Yeah, so like I said, Gladiator Mayhem, just the beginning. A lot of interesting stuff happening in the LFG ecosystem. Yeah, if you have any more questions around heroes, obviously we'll be dropping more details as we get closer to our full launch. And we did talk about this in a lot more depth in our previous Forge chat. But yeah, just want to give a quick recap for Draz there as well. We had another question.
While you're looking for that question, we're going to be doing an update soon for people who've got access, and we're going to be opening up the access a little bit more if people have put in the effort to register. Maybe get some practice in, work out which heroes and classes work for you, and start getting ready to rack up those win streaks to get on top of the point leaderboard as soon as you can. You really want to be high up there if you want to get more of that airdrop.
Yeah, worth mentioning that, yeah, if you are active on, say, Twitter and social media and stuff like that, if you are in our Discord, we do have a very exclusive club that we call Cohort 0. The only way to gain entry is by earning enough points to our Engage program over on Discord, which is basically just liking and retweeting and stuff like that. But yeah, Cohort 0 have all had access to the game now for, I think, over a month. They've been sort of playing and battling on the tournament leaderboards and stuff like that. Obviously, we'll be opening up very shortly to a much wider audience. But yeah, if you do like the idea of having really early access to everything we do, Cohort 0 is a great place to be. So yeah, big shout out to all the Cohort 0 if they are watching, or they just wait to read Draz's recap that he puts out. Because I like the recap too, because then I can remember what I spoke about. Yeah. I refer back to when I'm writing the Medium articles. Like, hang on, what did I say we would do? Go back and say, okay, I said that. All right, I guess I've got to do it now. Yeah. So the other questions we had, so if you had Forge Essence at the time of the snapshot, obviously you're in both whitelists, so you can mint on Avalanche and mint on Beam. Obviously, AVAX Forge Essence holders, the price is 1 AVAX. The Beam price will be in Beam, but it'll be the equivalent of 1 AVAX. I can tell you, at the moment, I think it was around 3,080, I think was the number. We'll update that just before the mint starts, just to take into account any volatility between the Beam price and the AVAX price. But yeah, we'll be doing our best to make sure that is as close to that 1 AVAX price as possible for Forge Essence. Community whitelist kicks off after that. Forge Essence holders are in the community whitelist as well. So if you want more Forge keys than what you have Forge Essence across both chains, you can jump into that second mint as well. There's a 10 wallet limit in the community whitelist stage, but obviously that is across both chains as well. So if you hold even 1 Forge Essence, you could theoretically mint up to 20 Forge keys during the community whitelist stage, which is pretty cool. And then, yeah, if they're not all minted out, we go into public sale. And if they are all minted out, I'm probably going to have a lot of angry Twitter messages in the morning. And
well, that's more incentive to look out on our socials for any prize giveaways of Forge keys, because we do have a small portion with Tmrw ourselves, which we'll be giving away.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so you will notice in both the AVAX and the Beam mints, 5 minutes before the mint starts, 111 Forge keys will be minted into the LFG Treasury wallet. Those are not for ourselves, obviously. They are being used for prizes, incentives, and giveaways. As you'll see them pop up from time to time in various different places. And also, yeah, definitely check out the most recent Medium on Forge Keys, how we split it up now into 3 different releases. So the GM, YOLO, and GTFO editions of the Forge Keys. Same utility, same value across the board, although the price may increase for later mints, as you'd expect. But we did this mostly because we know there'll be a lot of people joining us as we release those, game 2, game 3. GM may not appeal to some people, but YOLO does and stuff like that. So we've done this to try and really make sure that, one, people who do grab a Forge key early on, there's just a lot less supply floating around. So you do get, to really maximize those, rewards for the year of GM, I guess you would say. And then, yeah, obviously you'll have a shot at getting more down the road when we drop the YOLO and the GTFO editions as well.
Oh, just one thing to clarify there. If one of the keys, you get one of the Forge keys from our prize pool, it wouldn't have been used for any of the previous hero drops. So the longer this goes on, the more free heroes you're getting straight away, because there will be heroes set aside for those Forge keys. So that's really important.
Definitely a good point there. Any forge keys that we hold, we're not going to go and mint the heroes on you. That'd be just kind of a dick move if we did. Worth touching on that too. The way we've designed the hero mints with forge keys. Because like I said, it's like a 1-to-1. Every faction that drops, you get a free hero mint from forge keys. That is not a first come first served system. That is like a reserved hero. So theoretically, if you wanted to, you could just sit on your forge key and not mint out the heroes, and then you've then theoretically got a forge key you could trade at some point later on down the line that still has all of those heroes attached to it. Where that gets interesting, and this is definitely that appeals to me as a collector of expensive pieces of cardboard, such as Pokemon and Magic the Gathering and all those fun games, is you don't know where the 1-of-1 is, or the 5 1-of-1s per faction may be. So, they could be in one of the forge keys that is in our treasury to be given out as prizes and giveaways. The distribution is 100% random across them. So it could be there. So it could be, you might just sit on a couple of forge keys and choose not to mint the heroes because you feel like you've got enough. That's cool. And you don't know if one of the 1-of-1 sits there or not. So theoretically, we may have like barbarian 1-of-1s that don't even get minted for months after the actual faction drop if people don't actually mint all the heroes attached to their forge keys. We won't be telling people where they are. It'll be just luck of the draw.
That's a good point.
Draz has a question. Will the leaderboards reflect the multipliers in effect from forge keys, or they just apply when paying out rewards? No, the leaderboards will actually show the points based on those multipliers in real time. So every time you finish a match, the system will calculate your base points. It will apply any forge key multiplier. We actually check your wallets or connected wallets for forge keys each time. Just to make sure people can't do some sort of weird, like, I'm going to try and transfer them around to maximize rewards. We keep an eye on those sort of things. You'll be able to see clearly the points that are like base points, as well as like the additional like bonus like multiplier points from forge keys. And when you actually go into the referral page within the game as well, there's a lot of cool stuff in there. So it actually will show you like your top 3 like referral, like where you are actually earning points from. Because they're the people you want to make sure you're DMing every day going, hey, make sure you play some Gladiator Mayhem to make sure you are obviously maximizing those rewards. But important that, you do need to play at least 1 game per day. And also important to note here, I know we've said this internally, maybe we haven't said this publicly yet. Anytime we refer to like a day, as far as like the LFG ecosystem is concerned, we are talking about midnight to midnight UTC time. I think at the moment it's like almost 2 a.m. UTC, I think, if my math's right. We're talking basically like our day resets at like 10 a.m. Sydney time, basically. We do everything off UTC time. It's the fairest system that we can come up with. It's the one time zone that just doesn't change. It's set. It's consistent. So we go off that. Probably not a problem if you just play the same time every single day. More of a problem if you are traveling and traveling between different time zones. You just have to make sure that you are playing at least once every 24 hours. So, cool. Yeah, as I said, I think that's everything. Obviously, we're all going to be online throughout the day. If you have any questions, jump on our Discord, jump on our Twitter, DMers, open tickets, whatever you need to do. We'll definitely be online later on tonight for us in Australia for the kickoff of the Forge Key Mint. Everyone who has a Forge Essence, good luck. Don't forget, you can obviously mint across both Avalanche and Beam. To every community we're working with, thank you for working with us. It's really great that Avalanche does have that really supportive, open ecosystem where the response we were getting was like, hell yes, we'd love to be involved. Tell us how we can, get involved with it. So definitely appreciate that. Big shout out to our friends at Avalanche and Beam for supporting the Forge Key Mint in the first place. Big shout out to the teams at OpenSea and ThirdWeb for helping us get everything ready on the back end to make this all work. And let's fucking actually hang on.
I was waiting for it. There you go. Love it. yeah, no, I mean, happy Forge Key Day for everyone who's North American listening. Tomorrow morning is the time for you to act on, if you want to be a part of the LFG ecosystem or not. And this trailer here should make you want to be a part of it because Johnny absolutely crushed it with this.
I love the update to all the
Thanks, man.
teeth,
Yeah.
all the teeth and the keys, like all the different games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We've been working on this for like over a year.
Yeah.
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 The Forge Key was one of the first things, we started working on, and through the fruits of all of our labor, we're finally able to get to a place where we can mint it on our two favorite chains, AVAX and Beam.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, 100%.
One of the really big things, I guess, with Forge Keys, and I mean, this is the same as with everything we're doing, both from the games and everything we're doing on chain as well. Like, if it's not ready, we don't put it out there. We work on things. We make sure it is polished. We make sure it's ready to go. Hopefully, people understand that with Forge Keys, and they see that with Gladiator Mayhem. They see that with the other games. There's a lot of really cool things that we're cooking at the moment.
Yeah, 100%. Can't wait to do some game nights with Forge Key holders. That'll be fun. Getting to know all the holders as well. Really make a family out of this Forge Key family. Honestly, Marty, how many likes on this video for you to get a Forge Key tattoo?
I think maybe the number of likes should also determine where it goes, and it just gets
I like
worse and
this.
worse the more likes. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean, I got a tattoo on my ass at AVAX Summit.
Right,
what more do I need to do?
For anyone who was at the Avalanche party in AVAX Summit, they would have seen Marty get a tattoo, which was the talk of the night.
I mean, I feel sorry for the tattoo artist personally, but that's their problem, not mine.
What an amazing story that I've missed.
You were there? Wait.
At the
No, not Summit.
That was for AVAX Summit. That was UK. Johnny wasn't with us for that.
Yeah, what an amazing story that I don't know anything about.
Yeah,
you need to run in through the stuff that we cannot say on stream.
Sure.
Yeah, honestly.
I guess we may have to talk about this later on tonight when we jump on another live stream leading up to the Forge Key mint.
So for all those who are tuning in, come join us later tonight.
Yep. There'll probably be a social post out for where you can join, and also check out our Discord. I'm sure Marty will inform the community there. But yeah,
it'll probably be on our Discord because I can just screen share and just jump in. We'll play some games. We'll do some giveaways. Mostly so I can stay awake till 2 a.m. Is mainly the reason why I'm doing this. That'll be good fun. And
that's a tune right there. Cool. All right, cool, awesome. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We're very excited for you guys to potentially be a part of this journey, and we'll reconvene tomorrow to everyone who's listening right now. And as we say here at LFG, 3, 2, 1. Oh well, that too, but 3.
I had to do that.
1.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. LFG.
Let's fucking go.
Awesome. All right.
That timing is terrible.
Yeah.